Good morning. Well, I am a lady. Yes, yeah. Hope you have had plenty of coffee this morning after yesterday night, such wonderful and amazing dinner. So, so now you are able to enjoy this conference day. First, I have to say I fell in love with family. I'm sorry, but with a piece of my heart, the people, the nation, the landscape, I'm really in love with you and your country. So thank you very much to let me here to have this experience. And of course, if I am here, it's because I have to say thanks. Thanks to the Gambian government authorities, thanks to the work, and let me say in the perfect way, to the Workers' Compensation Fund with Mr. Sancha, that I hope is well now, with the Africa Vision Fellow Network, Mrs. Elizabeth Ulumba, thank you. And of course, to the ISA and all the prevention sections, and to Professor Kahan, who are here to celebrate a great event of Happy Birthday ISA Construction section. So now, first, I would like to introduce why I am here. I am coming from the European Network of Health and Safety Professionals Organizations. We are a network around Europe where we represent more than 100,000 professionals around Europe. We were established in 2001 under the umbrella of the European Agency of Safety and Health at Work. In 2019, we moved our office from UK to Germany, and at that time, we made something so important for us. We asked to our members, we asked to the OSH professionals in Europe, if what is are their feeling about the environment, if they really work with the environment. And we realized that many of us professionals in Europe, they are EHS professionals, environment, health, and safety. So at that time, we decided that in our aims, in our bylaws, should be environment be included. So that is one of the reasons that why we are here and talking about Vision Zero environment. Let's say that INSPO have more than 21 association members across Europe, not only European Union countries, it's European continental. We collaborate very close with the European agency, not only in coming and participating in the seminars or any foresight study they do. We collaborate with some projects like helping the air ocean understanding how is the OSH profession inside the companies on the field. We are carrying out some projects like someone called support and compliance. We are members of the steering committee of the new healthy campaigns by the European Agency we launched in October 2023 across digitalization. And what is the implication for the OSH professionals and OSH in the companies about digitalization? We collaborate, of course, with the ISA that recently we have signed a memorandum of understanding. We collaborate with the European unions and employers, with the ILO. We have very good relationship with other networks as us, from Asia, America, Latam, and of course with our brother of Ocean Africa. We are part of some consortiums that are developing some projects mainly based on health, mental health, and psychosocial risks that are now very important issues across the European Union. And we are one of the biggest resources of EHS professionals in Europe. We have universities, researchers, we have public people that are working in public institutions, we work in the large, medium, and small companies as consultants, and we are part, of course, of an ICO scientific committee, International Commission of Occupational Health, and we are members of different international committees, such as Economics Committee coming from the EAR. And that's what we are aiming for. But before continuing on focus on environment, because sometimes we have a wrong idea what means sustainability, and we relate sustainability with the environment, I would like to explain what really means sustainability. What means sustainability in these three pillars is based. Sustainability was a concept that was developed in 1997 by Brundtland. It's a report called Brundtland that were developed by the Charter of the United Nations that they say that sustainable development means to take care of the present without forgetting the future. And it's based in three main pillars: economic development, environment, and social. So if we want to talk about sustainability, please don't talk about one of the three pillars. They are one piece that we have to take in charge always together. Because sometimes we talk about social sustainability, sometimes we talk about environmental sustainability, but if we do that, we have a problem. Because maybe could make us to go to unintended negative impact. So here, when you join environment, social, like health and safety, and so well-being, human rights, and so that my colleague said about human rights and plus you have to join all the concepts. There are three pillars. We cannot talk about sustainability if we forget economic development. Remember that if a company has no benefits, it's not a company and cannot carry on. Environment, and I will pass this because I want to try to be on time. For example, we have to know that many of the related diseases that are related to occupational health are coming from environmental causes. And some of them, and that's one of the main problems about occupational health, is that not all the diseases are considered occupational disease. But, for example, between 3.2 and 0.6, many of the cancers that are produced on the European Union are caused by occupational disease. So it's important to have, because some of them are produced by chemicals. That this means always environment, not only health and safety, it means environment too. About digitalization, we have to think that digitalization is not, our last goal. And if we only focus on digitalization, environmental sustainability, or climate change will be solved. According to some studies, 3.7% of the global emission of CO2 in our world was producing about digitalization. Take into account that to send an email it's got 3 grams of CO2. So if we how much info you send in an email, like image and so much CO2 you are sending to the atmosphere. So now, if you want to send a photograph by WhatsApp, think in the world and think what are you going to do. And why should companies care about sustainability? Because the future is now. Young people are taking care about what is going to happen with their work, what's happening with the year, what's happening with my future, what's happening if I have no natural resources in 20 years, what's happening if we have droughts or we have floods, what's happening if we have no water, what happened with the fire. So think that Generation Z will be in 2040 our mainly, of the 16% of our workforce. So if you don't take into account not only your consumer or buyers, always your employees that will be young people jumping into your company, you will have no workforce to take care of because they will not want to work with you because you are not taking care of the main point of they are taking care. So sustainability and the strategy of the companies should be based on sustainability. That means social, like health and safety, well-being, environment, and economical development. And these are, an example of what is the role to end-to-end employees when they have sustainability implemented. They are more happy, they work with more productivity, they have less illness, and they really are engaged with the company they belong to. So it's important to take in account for the companies, for the CEOs, and for the managers that are, doing the strategy plan for the company to take care about that. What this means environment management is to take care about which impact has activities on the environment, but not taking into account climate change or to save the rainforest of the Amazon. No, taking care about what impacts my activities will have in my community. You know, if I have contaminated the water because of my activity, this water is the one who is going to be drink my children. This one is going to be, if I have many emissions of any chemical, it's going to be, breathed by my employees. It's going to be by breathe my colleagues. So what we have to talk when we talk about the environment is to environmental management is to think which activities that I'm doing are really affecting to my employees and the surroundings of my company. And now, Vision Zero environment. And this is why we think that we need to develop this guide. Because ENSPO was so engaged about environment, we believe that there is a very strong link between environmental and safety, and there are many professionals that are working in those fields. So in 2021, 2020, during pandemic, we decided to go for an international group with experts in health, safety, and environment. We get people from universities and we get professionals. So we can join the knowledge and the practice to create the new Vision Zero Environment Guide. But the main point of the guide is that we are following point by point the seven golden rules. So the companies that are engaged with Vision Zero Health and Safety can follow up the environment so easily for them because it's so easy to understand how to implement Vision Zero Environment Guide when you are really used to work with Vision Zero Health and Safety Guide. So, as always, Vision Zero philosophy, people is at the core. So, with the environment and the well-being, we are covering all the aspects that employees and companies should take care of. Health, well-being, safety, and environment. But don't be wrong. When we talk about the environmental work, we are not talking about how to do big actions to preserve or to prevent from climate change. We need to build, we say in Spain that Rome was not built in one day. It was made step by step. So don't think to make really big things. Start from the beginning, from the easy things. And one of the easy things you can find in golden rule number one. CEO compromise, CEO leadership, and in the seven golden rule number seven, with the employees and the training and so on. Our target is so easy. We want not only the big companies, but the small and medium ones, and the ones who want never tackle, environment in their strategic management. We want people to start thinking about which are the benefits for their employees to manage environment at work, which are the benefits for the company when we try to incorporate the concept of environment in our strategic plans, which means for us when we tackle environment, health, safety, well-being, human rights, we are on the way of be sustainable companies. And that is the future. It doesn't matter if we are in Africa, Asia, Europe, Latin or America. The future is to be sustainable. And we have here with Vision Zero the more practical tools to get it. We have made a pilot project to make sure that Vision Zero Environment Guide is understandable and can be implemented. We have the pleasure that Hitachi Rail, a big company, Japanese company, has been one of our first pilot projects. They are certified by ISO 14. They have implemented a very strong and strict environmental politic in the inside the company. They have EMAS implemented too. But what is the main thing he said, the responsible of to me? I love Vision Zero Environment. It's easy to understand, not only for the CEO, for the middle management, for the employees. And it's really made for the first time after 20 years of being certified with other certification that my employees are going to be engaged with the environment. So this is the core of Vision Zero. This is the good point of Vision Zero, that CEO employees and all the companies are really engaged with the idea to be part of the development of the company. You can see maybe it's not so big, but only with taking leadership, about the first golden rule, they detected that they have a problem. They are not really engaged. We implement the guide in 5 plants they have in Italy. And they have a problem because not everyone is really engaged. Not all the management of different levels of the plants are really taking care about to consider environment one of the main points of their management. There is a lot of training, there is a lot of engagement coming from the employees with the strategic plans of the company. So finally, what they see is that we have a lot. Even though we have certifications, even though we have a lot of the main point, engagement. We need the engagement of the people of our company, because if not, we are never really going to achieve our goals in environment. So you can apply this with health, safety, and then you can consider and combine the two guys without any problem, because they are really the same. It's so easy to ask to the employees and to the CEO, what would you consider about health and safety? What do you think about your environment? And sometimes when you look around, the employees will give you the answer or the questions that you maybe are not realizing for. For example, here I can put an example so easy. If here in this hotel, the people in charge of the maintenance of the swimming pool, when they are working with hydraulic chloric acid, they spill the bottle on the grass. What happened? What happened with that? First, we have to take care of the employees' risk, of course, and we have to put some preventive measures. But if we don't take care about these grass, the zebra and the giraffe, that is so nice to come here and see, they will never find another grass because it's not going to grow up. The soil will be contaminated. The trees can die. So it's all engaged. And if there is not taking care of this kind, yeah. So just to finish, this is some of the ideas that coming from Hitachi, engagement from the people. We have to improve the training of our employees, and we have to improve the communication about our environmental strategy. So the future is now. Are you ready to join us? So thank you very much for everything. It has been a pleasure.
Muchas gracias, Maria. We can see that the 7 Golden Rules is a very good base for all these projects. And we come now to our third presentation of the master project. And I asked Helmut Egel to come to me. I think it is not necessary to present you. You are known in German, we are saying a colored dog, but in English it is like a sore thumb. Yeah? So you have the third project what we want to present, and it's based also on the 7 Golden Rules.
Thank you very much, Jens. Did you say something friendly? Yes. Presentation. Very good. It's good. Yeah, a very warm welcome and good morning from my side as well. In this presentation, we planned to have Mr. Ho Siong Min here from Singapore. He is the president of the International Association of the Labor Inspections of the whole world. But unfortunately, at the last minute, he could not make it. He had problems to travel. So I replaced him here this morning. Because we have been together in this working group to develop a guideline on Vision Zero for the labor inspection. Who has influence on safety and health at the workplace? There are the internal stakeholders in the company, the employer, the managers, the workers, the safety, the OSH specialists you have in the company, okay. But then there comes input or influence from outside. So, and I would say the labor inspectors are number one who can have influence on the level of safety and health in the workplaces. Therefore, in this ISA strategy, in the ISA movement, we think we must involve all those stakeholders, and this is the reason that we work on this guideline for the labor inspections. Yeah, there are challenges. I think maybe you can confirm this. Labor inspection needs answers to always limited resources. Enforcement, this is number one. Many of the labor inspections in the world, we enforce the law, but offer they as well help, offer they assistance or advice at the same level? This is a challenge. globalization and multinational companies is a challenge for the labor inspection because the companies are global. They say in this country you require that, in another country the labor inspection says this is okay. Yeah, so this is another discussion. The global supply chains, we heard the discussion. And also new forms of employment, so mobile work, self-employed, so labor inspection cannot use only the traditional way to get in contact with the workers or and also digitalization. And always the challenge of the small and medium enterprise. So a long list of challenges. What can be the role for labor inspectors in Vision Zero? This is, if we look to the ILO Convention C081, which is ratified by most countries in the world, so we have to have labor inspection in the company. And then we come to the discussion enforcement or advice or enforcement plus advice, so both. But if we read Article 3 in this convention of the ILO, we can read the inspection has to secure the enforcement of the legal provisions relating to the conditions of work, safety, health, and welfare. So enforcement. And chapter B is to supply technical information and to supply advice to employers and workers. So I think it's clear labor inspection have both duties to deliver in their work. If we look to what the International Association of Labor Inspection says to that question, I found this message from the former IALI president, Kevin Myers, and he says labor inspection, he describes all these challenges for the labor inspections, a lot of threats and opportunities, and he says we must find ways to use the resources we have in the best way to deliver our duty, and therefore labor inspection expects employers to adapt principles of continuous improvement, and the same applies to the function of labor inspection. So they must develop, they must use new tools, and they should have these tools in their toolbox. So to summarize this question, my observation is, long ago, in many countries, we still have too much concentration on enforcement. The inspector comes with a long list, with a long checklist, and says, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Yeah? But he doesn't say how to make it better. So I think the challenge is a little advice. I don't say no advice, but most of the activities, enforcement activities. And I think the future should be both in the same level, together. We don't say cancel enforcement, we must enforce the law. So it changes, the role of labor inspection changes from identifying only deficiencies or defects to focus on a good organization and to influence and motivate also behavior of workers and of managers, to introduce safety management systems. Integrated systems, we think today, are better, not isolated systems. And I think where we have to go to is to support the prevention culture, and this is Vision Zero. So the role of labor inspectors should move from deficit orientation to proactive advice. Vision Zero is an offer for labor inspectors and inspections to increase their impact, their sustainable impact, and I think also to increase sustainable compliance of companies with the law. So we have this project to develop that guide for the labor inspectors. There's a partnership between IALI and VISA, and this is just the chapters. The guideline is in the final step of development, and we will publish a first version at the World Congress in Sydney as well. So there is a chapter, why do we offer this guideline? We describe these challenges, we describe the role of the inspectors as promoters of a culture. Yeah? I think this is an upgrade of the role of labor inspectors. And we describe why Vision Zero and the toolbox. And then we have, this is the next point, is the most, maybe the most interesting element of this guideline. There is a prevention culture, we call it prevention culture quick check, only for labor inspectors, but on the basis of Vision Zero of the 7 golden rules. And then there is also a chapter to describe the benefits we see. And this is just to give you an idea how this quick check will work. So we have 2 questions for every golden rule, so 14 questions in total. And the labor inspectors should have a rating from 1 to 5, how we estimate the level of this question in the company. And then we summarize it, and then the labor inspector will have a result. Where is the level of culture in that company? Is it just beginners, or are they advanced or starters, or really did they reach it to have a sustainable culture? So we see a lot of benefits for the inspectors. Vision Zero and the 7 golden rules harmonize with national legislation. So I think this can be used in any country. There is never a conflict. I haven't seen it because the 7 golden rules are simple principles, and they fit to any national legislation. You must not change the national legislation. Second, Vision Zero creates attention by the political leaders. I think we have seen it yesterday. It's a very good example here in Zambia. 3, we offer an umbrella for the labor inspection activities and unite all stakeholders. So all should speak the same voice, not to confuse employers, but to have the same message from different sides coming to the employers and to the decision makers. 4, Vision Zero addresses the common sense, easy, and your brain. It is a simple and clear approach. It is easy to understand. 5, it is emotional and touches labor inspectors as well as the stakeholders. I mean, what are we doing? We care for people, we care for life. So this is our duty, and this is a very important duty, maybe the most important duty we have in our country. 6 is Vision Zero supports better image and acceptance of the labor inspection, which is sometimes a problem. I know situations where, in my own life, where they say, be careful, the inspector comes. They fear the inspector sometimes. This is wrong. We have the same game, the same targets, the same aims we follow. So we can change it by this. And 2 more, Vision Zero creates success and efficiency as it supports small companies and big companies. And it starts the process of continuous improvement. It's not a switch we must move, it's a process. And finally, it creates a positive attitude to WASH. It formulates one clear goal and starts a movement for a better world in the workplace. So let me conclude. Really, this collaboration of all stakeholders is the future, and the labor inspections of the world and the labor inspectors have a very important role to play, and we should unite and we should work together. And I have an offer, so when we publish this guideline, maybe Zambia can be the first country to implement it, to test it, to have a training for the inspectors. So if you are willing to work with us, we are open to do this here and to support you from ISA side. Thank you.
Herbert, for your presentation, but what we heard before is future is now. So we have the collaboration, I think. Yeah. Now we are at the end of this session, but I have another highlight. When I'm looking to my program, we are going now to the gala dinner, correct? It's a mistake. No, but I have another highlight. I will give warm welcome to Bernd Reichen. He is the senior technical specialist in prevention and social security, and is coming from Geneva. The problem was that he cannot catch the flight, the connecting flight, and so he come today. But you have the floor, Bernd, for your remarks. Yeah, 4 minutes only enough. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. All good? Yes? Yes. Okay, I came a little bit too late, as and I'm supposed to give an opening statement. So, with a day of delay, I'm sending you the greetings to the ISA Secretary General, Mr. Marcelo Castano. ISA is extremely proud to be here. And if I look around, it's actually really a great commitment. We just heard commitment is important. We heard yesterday that international cooperation is important, national cooperation is important, and enterprise implementation is important. What I've already seen, I don't want to, I'll try not to do that. So what you've already seen is that we have a lot of tools. We have all these guides, labor inspection, environment, the 7 golden rules, we have sectoral guides, it's all there. We have training, we have commitment, global commitment, we have 16,000 plus supporters of Vision Zero. We have whole communities that have been activated. We have great results. We've seen these implementation reports, but it doesn't stop at the presentations that you've seen yesterday. We have results in Malaysia, where there are over reduction of accidents of over 80% in the commuting area. We have reductions in Europe, in Luxembourg, with 15 to 20% of reduction in the accident frequency rate. And so Vision Zero is a success. Vision Zero works. I think this is the most important message that I have for you all. So every one of you, I don't know all your professional background, your family background, but all of you can apply the 7 golden rules in your private life, in your professional life, and in your role as advocates of Vision Zero in the world. This is the most important message, and I believe that Africa, Zambia is a great place to take that message forward and to spread it. So Africa is a priority. And besides the collective commitment, of course we have international commitment. We have all these networks. You heard about the Business Council, Danish Business Council, but we also have an African council, an African Vision Zero network. And because we're short of time and because is here, but the Vision Zero network covers these issues here. Yes, because the African Vision Zero network has been part and instrumental in organizing this conference, and we need you, all of you, to be similar actors, not only in Africa, but we have similar players all over the world to spread the message of Vision Zero. Elizabeth, this is, please come on stage. So this is for you to spread the message of safety. Everybody, so a strong round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, especially if you could 4 minutes. Thank you. One speaker, I think is Mrs. Harting Dixon, are you in the room? I can't see you. Yeah, excellent. Different than yesterday, so I couldn't recognize you. So I would like to come to the floor to give your welcome speech in the morning. Welcome to the I hope you can keep the 15 minutes.
Good morning to everyone. I think I'm very happy to be back in Zambia. My first experience wasn't that too bad. Now I think I'm even more in love with Zambia. But if you give me Zambia citizenship, I'll stay. Let me start. The impact of Vision Zero in Africa. Let me take you a little bit back. When I went to Singapore on the World Congress, I think it was 2018 or something like that, I'm not sure again. And Vision Zero was launched. I was happy. I did a presentation on the World Congress. And we were asked at that time that everybody should go back to their different countries to launch Vision Zero. That's why I was able to meet all these video speakers here. Then, when I got home, I was able to launch Vision Zero in Lagos, Nigeria. At that time, I was the Director General, CEO, Lagos State Corporation, the only city in Sub-Saharan Africa that has to do with regulations for the entire city in Nigeria. Then I said to myself, I can't do this alone. So we're able to now attend Vision Zero included wealth. And that's when I met Dr. Elizabeth and few of the Vision Zero players here. And I spoke to the ISA, I think it was the ISA, forgetting his name, Lewinsky or whatever it was. And I said, we need help. This young lady, Dr. Elizabeth, please can you come? I only have to tell you, so we're on small bit drama. Everybody has been speaking, and while watching, look at us. So, Dr. Elizabeth, and I spoke to the last time, and said, the only way for us to implement Vision Zero for the African is vast in safety denial. I'm just an accountant with a 6 years, several public accountant. By politics, I was elected as the local government chairman, as the mayor, then an appointment as the director general. What is safety? Then I started learning safety from the accounting section. But today, since that day I promised I would never leave safety alone. So I met her and I said, you lead me. So you be the president of African Not of the Yes, no, we at that time. It was, for you to lead the entire Africa. I think that's
The Secretary General of ISA is the one who had a meeting with us. And I was appointed as the chairperson, the president, and he was also appointed as my vice. Therefore, we need more members to come on board so that you could be in the executive.
After Lagos, Zambia,
Ivory Coast was the first one in Africa to launch Vision Zero. It became Nigeria, of course, my vice. And then Ghana was the third one, and Zambia was fourth. In fact, personally, I wanted Zambia to be the first one, but because of the financial year, we had our financial at end of March, and my colleagues, their financial years were up to December. So I had to wait until we have a budget for it. That's when we had to launch it in December 2018 as the fourth country to launch it. And we did it right here.
Professor Clark, can you please come up? Where is the representative of the ISA from Mr. President?
This is right.
Please come. You don't escape today. Elmon, the godfather, please come. Yes. That's our grandfather of Vision Zero. Right there. And this is the grandmother of Vision Zero. So, he said, this is the fight of Vision Zero. Me, I'm just a child. So, we have this problem, impact of Vision Zero. We need help to do more. We want to cover the entire African countries, but we don't have that much money. But sorry, my own government in Africa, in Nigeria, they don't like funding. I'm happy your own government
did something and it came. I remember when we launched this, the idea of when it was international to first of all launching in Nigeria. The second country, mostly now, Zambia. Zambia is going to tell which country will host the next one. So it's in 2 years. In 2 years. Another country. That's how we came up with this idea. Stop. We don't need your help. We are wrong. I'm calling you today. Look at all these people. They want to be part of this African Vision Zero network. Yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So I got too much on me. I will say something. So I think let this man start. Say something. I have a feeling, I think it's important that I see. Being in Zambia, I have a feeling that Zambia is able to implement Vision Zero in all areas. I have a feeling, and please don't disappoint me. I want to come back saying Vision Zero is part of everything in Zambia. Thank you. Should I say something?
I think I said enough already. Yeah, it's great here to be here. I think Vision Zero is brain and is heart. And we need both. And we need fun. And we need people like you. And I'm proud to be a member of this team here. Don't call me grandfather.
All right, I'll tell you a little story. When I flew in with my, as you know, delightful flight, the captain said, and we are concerned about your safety, health, and well-being. And when I heard this, I thought, Vision Zero is actually spreading. So, yes, we need funds. Yeah. Everybody needs support, but everybody also needs creativity, and you have to just live and serve this wave of this momentum. Because if a pilot said we're concerned of the safety, health, and well-being, that means he's heard it somewhere. That means it's drizzling into everybody. So if everybody's just continue to spread that message, we will get somewhere. We will just get somewhere. It's so simple, It's a quick message. Just be safe. Take care. Make sure you don't overeat, overdrink. Don't stress too much. And, we will move forward. We will definitely.
You can now see that we're going to be able to do more in Africa. And we want you all to be part of this. So do not forget, fill out the form for you to join Vision Zero movement and the African Vision Zero network. Thank you. That's one thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a big round of applause for So for our next session, we're going to be looking at Vision Zero implementation in the industry. And it's going to be chaired by, is it Professor Yeboye? Okay, but Petra Jaffish here, obviously, you're going to chair this session that's coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. So it's Vision Zero implementation in industry. So please let us welcome our chair is going to let us
morning, and thank you for the introduction. I'm Secretary General of DISA Construction, and I was also in the organizing committee for this program. And we thought after hearing about all these tools and guidelines we have for Vision Zero, it would be important and interesting to see what has been achieved already, because a lot of companies, a lot of industries have taken it on board, and there are experienced people to give us their examples and experiences with Vision Zero and its implementation. And I have the pleasure to guide you through this session. And first person I would like to ask to the stage is Jens Uwe Lutz, who is announced as a member of the board of DG BAU, but at the same time in his real life, he has his own company, the painting company, and he's going to share his experience with us.
Okay. So, it is a perfect day. It's something I really have to thank all the Sabine people. They're so friendly. It's awesome. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, perfect landscape. I'm very glad to be here. So, Mr. President, honorable guests, fellow delegates, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jens Lutz, and today I'm speaking to you as a management director of a medium-sized painting construction company. I have 40, 50 employees, and as a board member of the Vision BAU. About our approach to implementing Vision Zero in my company. So, Vision Zero is a prevention approach that combines industry prevention, we all know, health, well-being, and work. And but a vision is an energy that provides an entrepreneur, like me, an organization, with the ability to perform and succeed. So, my way. At first, take leadership, demonstrate commitment. This is for me the main point, the golden rule. Number one, take leadership. At 1st October, achieving the goal is my company. Signing together with my employees, the company declaration for practices, safety at work. So in the event of a serious safety issue, everybody has to say stop. Our goal is to prevent accidents and occupational illnesses. So it's important that every employee is set up and focus on the safety and construction side. I set 7 life-saving rules, safety rules that I and my employees consistently comply with. With the company declaration, everyone in my company, management, make a promise to assume the responsibility for safety and health. So every year we meet and we decide the 7 rules again, we discuss it, and and commit to our goal for safety and health. And it's very important that everybody from training to management sign and talk about. And then it is this is a small story. One of my foremen said to me, if I see a mistake on a scaffold or something like this, I call you and say, yeah, you have the guts, but not all. Talk so easy in this thing. So 2 months later, a friend called me and said, I have to say stop because the scaffold I won't be safe. And I said, okay, I'm coming to the construction site, and I came, and the scaffold was broken, and it was very risky to go on this construction site, so we started. But this is what I mean is commitment and leadership must be always demonstrated and must go together. So, in serious safety leadership, everybody in my company stays down.
This is it's a picture of my company, my employees from Sunday. We demonstrate commitment, and in this day we talk about our commitment to science regulation. So I have a golden rule. This is the basis for any action in occupational health and safety is risk assessment. So the same as my company, risk assessment serves as an essential tool for the timely identification of hazard risks and implement preventive action. For example, our scaffold is getting inspected every day, every morning, we check it before we start. Risk assessment is on construction site, everybody knows very well. Rule number 3, define targets, develop programs. Accidents due to falling are still the main accidents in painting trade. We have developed an operational passion house program in order to achieve vision zero for this kind of short term. So it is the success in occupational safety requires its goal. We established programs for this kind of accidents. So we changed all our letters to you see from normal letters to safe type, stair towers, flight of stairs, working platforms, and platform letters. We changed all this, and this is, also we have a health program for the employees, because healthy employees are happy, they're good employees, and they do work. It's a painting, construction industry is hard work. Everybody must be fit. So, ensure safe and health systems be well organized is rule number 4. In addition to the structural and process organization required and potential safety plans, operational checklists we develop to ensure safe and healthy workplace work process every day life. So my employees have digital or other access to the statutory accident insurance for the construction industry. Anytime in order to find about the safe and healthy handling machines hazards. So a very powerful tool we use, it's called Regis. So we use it regularly to the hazard substance information provided by the BAU, because it is very simple to look on a cell phone. We have some mobile information of every paint, you name it, cement, but you know how to work with it, with glass and everything you need. Here our checklist for the risk assessment. Then ensure safety, health, and machines equipment in workplaces. It is effective occupational safety and health strategies include technical organization, personal measures, technical measures to take precedence. Therefore, it is essential to keep machines, facilities, and also workplace up to current occupational health standards, and to also include to minimize effect on health. To have good equipment is a goal to be successful. So the next one is goal rule number 6. For economic and human reasons, it's crucial to systematically deploy well-qualified and trained persons in the workplace. So the workplace changes constantly. The half-life of knowledge is growing shorter and shorter, and the skills of the worker need to refresh this regular intervals. More than ever, providing training and continuing education is a must. So my employees have to go through a training 4 times a year. So we give 4 days for training, practice, safety and health. So that everybody works safe, but is well trained. So for a company, I have many construction sites, they have different kind of work to do. So, this is our framework, for occupational health in my company. So we have the measures for professional health and safety, general health measures for personal development, and then social commitment is on my heart, because I think in leadership it's very, sometimes very difficult to find commitments. But on higher level, social commitment, you do something for other people, for example, so you get commitment together. So this was the training of mental skills. The date is not correct, but every 350 training courses for my employees in the last 10 years. Then we come to module 7, motivating employees to act in a safe and healthy manner is one of the most important leadership responsibilities. Enterprises that show aspiration for the employees and also actively involve them in safety and health within the enterprise are technically more important potential knowledge, abilities, and ideas. So we do what I said every year. Every year, we organize a social day where the whole company works for somebody who needs it. 40 people work for somebody, or for young kids, or hospital. They can do a lot. They work together. So management and interns together for one target. So helping other people together brings the entire company together. It shows a value each person is. And this is the key to community. Real team spirit, education ahead, and safety to share success. Thank you very much.
For the information on how you achieve Vision Zero in the construction industry in your own business. And I think it's great to hear that you really apply all the 7 golden rules, focusing on equipment and tools. But the main point for you, here is really social commitment and investing in people, which is one of the main focuses of Vision Zero. So thank you for sharing that with us. The next speaker, I have the pleasure to announce will give us some information about how to implement Vision Zero in the trade business. And I would like to ask the speaker, Ambassador Griffin Nyolongo from NRUSCE in Zambia. Mr. Nyolongo, are you here? So apparently the speaker is not in the room at the moment. So let's move on with the next one, who is going to give us some information about the implementation of Vision Zero in the manufacturing industry. And the speaker would be Mrs. Stella Ngale from Zambia Sugar. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I feel honored and privileged to
stand before you representing Zambia Sugar as I take you through our journey to the implementation of Vision Zero. Allow me at this time to give a brief background about Zambia Sugar, more especially that we have people sitting in this room who are outside Zambia. Zambia Sugar is based in southern province of Zambia. It is the largest single mill cane sugar producer in Africa, servicing the domestic and regional markets. Zambia Sugar is a group of local companies. It employs 6,379 direct employees. It also employs 4,774 indirect employees, including cane outgrower teams. Zambia Sugar has a land of 28,000 hectares where we cultivate our cane. Zambia Sugar produces power of 40 megawatts. Zambia Sugar has 3 clinics and 1 hospital. Zambia Sugar supplies 8 million liters of bulk water to 300,000 residents of Matakuta. Still on the background about Zambia Sugar, at this particular time, I would like to mention why Zambia Sugar came up with an initiative which is called Target Zero. It is because in the financial year 2016 to 2017, Zambia Sugar had the worst performance in terms of safety among the local group of companies. In that year, a dark cloud befell Zambia Sugar because we recorded effects of workplace motorbike accidents in that year. We had a number of lost time injuries. We had a number of medical treatment cases. So as a company, we decided to come up with a workplace survey. So in 2018, we called some consultants to conduct a workplace survey just for us to understand why our performance was so bad and why we were recording so many accidents. And the outcome of that survey revealed that really we needed a different approach. So 4 things came out of that survey. And first of all, that survey included individual interviews. There were group interviews. There were also questionnaires that were sent to each and every employee and the contractor. So the 4 were the outcomes. 1, it was lack of trust between employees and management. The second one was poor communication channels. The third one being low levels of leadership commitment to safety. And the fourth one was lack of employee participation, that is safety program effectiveness. So Zambia Sugar Management, together with employee representatives, came up with a joint action plan to respond to the 4 things which were highlighted. It was very clear at that time to see that there was lack of management ownership. Safety led and health was perceived to be for safety department. The same year in 2018, Zambia Sugar was privileged to join Vision Zero campaign. In 2018, on 14th December, Zambia Sugar was here to give a partner address on Vision Zero national launch. And what Zambia Sugar learned from that launch made them to commit themselves and embrace the 7 golden rules in their safety management system. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, at this particular time, to share with you our road to implementation of Vision Zero. We are going to start with demonstrating commitment, leadership commitment. What you see on the screen is our country managing director. Our country managing director has committed and signed an authorization to stop unsafe work policy. This is an empowerment tool to allow employees and contractors to say no to a task that is not safe, as long as the risk assessment is deemed not to be safe. I want just to read one of the things that the country managing director has promised that is going to act on. It is making resources available for shape-related activities. This is not a lip service. Money has been dedicated for safety and health. There is a budget that addresses safety and health. I also want to mention how the country managing director has already demonstrated with an example that I will give. At this conference, ladies and gentlemen, we have 10 people coming from Zambia Sugar, who the country managing director has sponsored. In terms of accommodation, we are all being accommodated at a van. We came with the transport that was paid by the company. We also have money with this. Allow me to share with you one way that our country director always speaks out during meetings, that what is important is time. So he's telling us here, he says it is important and we are giving it time. Our vision at Zambia Sugar is to be a safe, healthy, and respectful workplace. From the vision, ladies and gentlemen, you can conclude that there is leadership commitment. Let me also mention to you that all along at Zambia Sugar, we used to say that safety is #1 priority. We have now changed the strategy. We are now saying safety is our #1 top strategic focus. So it is the strategic priority. And what is our strategy? Our strategy is to be a safe place to work. How are we going to achieve this strategy of safe place to work? Is by embedding the culture of zero compromise to safety, zero fatalities, zero overdue actions, zero non-compliance. And how are we going to achieve that? Is by ensuring that we are adhering to our standards. We also want to behave consistently and safely. What more other things demonstrate leadership commitment? All meetings at Zambia Sugar, at whatever level, start with a safety or moment of care. All safety, health, actions starts with the country managing director's message. How I wish I had an opportunity to play a video to show the safety message that is played each time we have a video. We have an induction. The CMD, the country managing director, and his executive team have introduced a safety week. This This was introduced 2 years ago, where the entire week is dedicated to safety and health activity, where employees and contractors are prompted to think and also demonstrate how we are going to achieve zero harm. There is leadership and member works for the safety works, and these are led by leadership, managers, and also directors. We have field leadership for member safety, physical field leadership through the PTOs, safe behavior coaching. All these demonstrate commitment. When recruiting or promoting employees, key performance areas include also safety. During the interview, safety questions are also asked. During the tour of stocks, managers also attend. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a clear demonstration that there is leadership commitment to safety. Identifying hazards. Yes, the company has introduced what we call the 4 steps to safety. This is a personal risk assessment that is done by an employee or a contractor before starting work. We have also developed hazard identification and risk assessments, and our focus there is we have picked 10 what we call the fatal risk. We have nominated and appointed fatal risk champions. These have formed subcommittees to conduct the water risk assessment. They were identified and implemented critical control. And what you see on the screen are the different champions that we have to address these water assessments. We also have the greatest risk assessment, which is the Take 5 that the teams do before embarking on any work. What about targets? Yes, as Zambia Shooter, we have defined targets. We have the scorecard that is made of lagging and leading indicators. We attach a small percentage to the lagging indicators, and we have a bigger percentage on the leading indicators. So what are some of the examples of the leading indicators? Near misreporting pay employee is one of the leading indicators. Percentage of training in health and safety. We have actions on time. In the past, we realized that when we have audits, we have inspection, an action plan will be developed, a date will be attached to that, and people kept on pushing. So now, it is a leading indicator, and every month, an area is audited to ensure that what was promised has been achieved. We also have a leading indicator that we call holding to account, where all the KPIs that have been given to supervisors, if they have to conduct inspection, they have to conduct PTOs, they will be held to account at the end of the month to see whether they are sticking to what they promised. I also want to mention that we have the investment KPI. So we track CapEx that is spent year to date on health and safety programs or projects. We also track CapEx that has been spent on health and safety projects as a percentage of total CapEx. Why are we doing that? Is to ensure that the amount that is invested in managing safety, risk, and opportunities above and beyond day-to-day running costs is also aligned to us. We do not want excuses to say that we cannot do this. So this is tracked on a monthly basis, and the country managing director and the executive team reviews this report and sends it to our APF, who is the parent father or the father to a local company. I also want to mention that the safety KPIs have been included in the annual performance for frontline managers up to the country managing director. We have also ensured safety and health system. So at Zambia Sugar, we have what we call an integrated Ilovo integrated risk management system, which is firm. This system is based on ISO standards. It's also based on Factories Act. It is also based on POSH Act, NOSA, and also other basic practices. I also want to mention that we have new projects. We have teams who are looking at psychological safety because we want people to start speaking up. We also have a team that is looking at engineering health and safe workplaces. We also have a team that is championing health model. And what are we looking at in the health model? The wellness policy has already been signed by the country managing director. We want to address issues of mental health. We are already doing occupational hygiene surveys. I want also to mention that the company as a team, we also invite people to come and help us with the aerobics. We have football teams and football pitches. We also have golf. All this is because we want people to be fit because their mental health is important. How are we ensure safety and health in machines, equipment, and workplaces? We have what we call the critical life-saving rules. Sorry, I know you are there. I just want to mention that as we say that Zambia Sugar, that what is important to give it time. Please allow me to give it time. So we have the 9 critical life-saving rules. And these 9 critical life-saving rules are only performed under permissive conditions. We have moved away from just having classroom lessons. We have formed modules. So what we do, we go and do the practical training. If you are doing local, it will be practical. Confined space, it will be practical. I'm sure you can see from the photos examples of what we've been doing. What about improving qualification? Yes, as Zambia Sugar, we have introduced the Ilovo Safe Academy. This is an online immersive learning, which is there to equip leadership with health and safety skills. So frontline managers up to country managing director, employees are required to complete the 9 learning modules. At the end of it all, there is an competence assessment, and the pass mark is 80. If you fail, they still give you about 3 options, 3 times for you to receive. So the prerequisite for a foreman to be appointed, he must pass the competence test for this safety immersive learning. We also have the training needs analysis, which we do every day for us to know the actual training that needs to be done. Investing in people, yes, as a company, we have empowered people to own safety. And what you see on the screen is an example of the different innovation initiatives that have come from the employees. And what we do at Zambia Sugar, when we receive those initiatives and innovations, a green card is issued. A token of appreciation is given. And when we are having our safety week, the country managing director awards all those employees. So one example can I give of the innovations that have been made? There was a group that came up with a slogan that we adopted at Zambia Sugar. This slogan says, safety, my responsibility, our way of life. I hope that before this conference ends, that our song from Zambia Sugar, which was composed by a team, the Shopro team, will be played. I hope that will happen. So we have a team that has formed a drama group to raise awareness. Others are singing songs. So all those initiatives requires for recognition. I also want to mention that our awards and incentives at Zambia Sugar are not based on internet review. Yes, what has been the result of us implementing Vision Zero? The results have been in a reduction of total injuries. We have not recorded any fatalities since implementation of Vision Zero. We have seen an improved safety accountability, ownership and responsibility. We have also seen increased visibility of leadership on the shop floor. We've seen prioritization of safety-related projects. Yes, as I said earlier, safety is no longer number one priority, but it is number one strategic priority. In 2021, Zambia Sugar received the Best Safety Award among the global group of companies, and last year, Zambia Sugar received a Choice Award for what reason? For exemplary contribution toward improvement of health, safety, environment, and well-being by AfriSafe. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you for this great presentation, which shows that at Zambia Sugar, you're really taking on board all the aspects of Vision Zero and it's going to see what you can achieve. But I'm afraid Zambia Sugar will have a problem now because all these people here who heard how much you do for your employees will apply for jobs at Zambia Sugar. Let us now come to a totally different field, which is the maritime field. We have got a speaker here on the topic of improving safety and health in maritime workforce using the Vision Zero template. And I'm pleased to have Dr. Anthony Kumuna here, who works at the NIMSA in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. I must say, I also thank Zambia, especially because already we are seeing the evidence of sustainability right here in a very fitting environment. It's also very good to see that in Africa, you can walk side by side with zebras, gazelles, without thinking of bushmeat and the soup. Thank you very much, Sonia, for giving us this example. All right, so around 2018, I was first give kudos to all Africa president who there, Mr. A.E.L., for introducing us as NIMSA, Maritime Safety Administration, to the idea of Vision Zero. When they introduced us to that idea, we are a safety agency. So we're used to a plethora of safety laws, safety rules, and all that.
But when he introduced us to Vision Zero, I mean, it was like just taking lens to see very clearly for the first time. We see all of these laws in some 7 very simple rules, and it made it easier to comply with so many things that we already knew. So, introducing how we have done it at the Nigerian Maritime Administration, we had to take those 7 steps. You know, in practice, when you're implementing this, some of those steps, become seamless, come together. Still, that idea of leadership, as many people pointed out here yesterday, is very crucial, very important. For us, leadership was very helpful. When we talk about leadership, or there were very practical examples. We used to be, an emergency unit used to be in an administrative unit of the agency that had shared resources with about 9 or 10 different sub-units. All the first thing that our leaders did was to take the HSE unit, the health, safety, and well-being unit, from that place where we have to share resources with everyone to a unit that had its own directories, where we could report directly to the head of the agency. But first, let me start by talking about our operational context. Nigeria is a country that depends largely on trade, particularly oil and gas trade. And about 98% of Nigerian trade relies on maritime. So maritime safety is the lifeblood of the Nigerian economy. Hence, it was very important that safety, environment, and well-being, that they are all taken very seriously. Recently, the government that has been elected in Nigeria that decided to create a ministry for marine and blue economy. This is a serious commitment at the very highest level to safety in the maritime industry, in the maritime sector. Now, as an agency, we have 2 ways of looking at operational safety and health. One of them is the internal one, which has to do with how we deliver safety services to our own employees. While the external one has to do with how our agency executes its mandate to the maritime industry. And in doing that, mainly what we do is to be a national overseeing agency that deals with most of the IMO Big 4 normative convention. I'm talking about, for those who are familiar with the conventions in the maritime sector, I'm talking about things like the Maritime Labour Convention, the MAPO, or the Convention for Prevention of Pollution on Marine Environment, the MLC, Maritime Labour Convention, and the STCW. These are the Big 4 major international conventions which we oversee. So those are external operational safety and health that we do as an agency. But in order to do that, safety, we believe, just like charity, should begin at home. So it was essential that for our people to do this very well, they have to understand safety from a very simple lens. And Vision Zero was a very good lens for us to understand this. So we have to start at home. So this presentation is about what we are doing at home. So that those of our people who go out to the maritime sector to make sure that they comply with international convention, and they also have an essential understanding of the health, safety, and environmental issues that they go out not only to talk about compliance, but also evangelize about having a safety or preventive culture. So these are my top management. Dr. Bashir Jamal, who is on the second from left, is the Director General, and those standing by him are the top management, the Executive Director. So as I said, they helped us with leadership commitment by taking the HSE unit out of a very big bureaucracy, so that we could respond immediately to whatever was necessary for us to do. So in 2018, when we were introduced to Vision Zero, the first thing we did, we started by trying to identify the key hazards. Now we have so many hazards. I mean, if you are working with the maritime sector, there's a lot of hazards. Some that are even beyond you because they are controlled by elements. But it was necessary that if you work in that environment, you have to identify those that are very significant hazards and prioritize some of them so that we can reduce them. So I'm combining the first three, just to save time. We identified hazards. From the hazards we identified, we use it to define targets. And then this was easier for us to organize our system. And I'm not saying this in theory. Have a safe procedure, a safe work procedure, which we did from doing a job safety analysis, which helps us to identify the priority things that were hazards in our industry, which are the sedentary practices, drive for work and commuting, and offshore work hazards. I'll talk a little about offshore work hazards. You can leave your home as a safety enforcement officer. You go try to comply, make people comply with safety requirements at sea. And you have to climb what they call a Jacob's ladder, almost 13 stories of a rope ladder with the wind, the rough seas, all of that hazard. You have to take it seriously. It's not something that you just talk about, especially if you have to do this every day. So talking about it, learning about it was important. And we thank Vision Zero for making it easier. In doing that, we also found out that we needed to get more people to participate. And then so we started the HST committee with staff from different units who contribute to the things we talk about, the things that are reported in our inspections and all that. So staff themselves, their representatives are in the safety committee where we all discuss what needs to go to management for intervention, what they can do at their own site. Then, in the process of prioritizing this hazard, we do not also neglect all the others, because every hazard, every risk is also important. So we are reviewing our policies occasionally with the safety committee. We will review our guidelines on things like collective protective equipment and all that. I also combine the other three for safety of time, for the sake of time. Safety and health in machines. So as I told you, in the maritime sector, safety of health and machines involves some significant hazards if you don't take them seriously. If you are in a ship 40 or 50 kilometers from shore and your equipment fail, you will know the importance of safety in equipment. If your communication equipment is not working and you can't call for help, I assure you, you will understand the meaning of safety in equipment. So take this case very seriously and thank Vision Zero for making it easier. Because under normal circumstances in maritime, you have to read through volumes of maritime engineering safety issues to be able to get some of these things. So Vision Zero makes it easy, just 7 steps, and then you can make reference to the important points. So, because like I said, we also take care of the small but important things. We partnered in our Federal Fire Service and the FFS to ensure that we do our drill as necessary in our workplace. That's the picture you see there. The people in the very colorful red jacket are fire marshals from the office. The men demonstrating how to ensure that fire extinguishers work. They are men of the Federal Fire Service in Nigeria. They come when we do some of these drills, not only to ensure that we're doing the right thing, but also impact new knowledge on new equipment and stuff like that. We're also trying to improve our emergency plan, because in every office location, sometimes those plans get modified
based on the education. Then we do, because we have to invest in our people, as I said, we have what's called a quarterly safety champion recognition award. We have awards in 3 categories because we understand that leadership, even at the level of the offices, we still have some leadership that is required of people who lead other people. So we have a special category for those who are leading in safety in the different departments. Why also have for staff themselves? Because we have seen situations where took the very lowest of the staff in the office to save everybody because they recognize the smoke was coming from equipment that should not have smoke from. So we not just recognize that the leaders in the department, but also just everybody. And what we do, even as we're here, my other colleagues, the phone is there, and Declan. So just to show you another thing about leadership commitment, agency also sponsored to make sure that we're here to learn more about Vision Zero. So these recognition awards we give to the different categories every quarter. We have a virtual space where every day we talk about safety. And when we give this award, we put the names and pictures of those who are giving it awards to. We give them small safety souvenir just to reinforce the recognition we are giving. And finally, we talk about investing in our people. We're developing for our offices constantly trainings. We have what we call a voluntary training, which is one that has to do with the routine safety issues. And then we have the mandatory ones, which for maritime, there are some trainings that you do. If you don't have that training, you're also supposed to stay in these kinds of tasks. So sometimes the bureaucracy can forget about that. It's essential for us as safety people to keep reminding them. But not only that, we're trying to develop internationally recognized safety framework. We're hoping ISA will be able to help us with this by collaborating so we can have some certified trainings, along with those that are the usual types of training. So where are we on Vision Zero? I think we still have a lot of room for improvement. So we can say that we are at yellow. We need to find safe automation, for instance, for work at height when they're doing enforcement. As I told you, if you climb a Jacob ladder in very rough sea, you need new technology to improve on that so that you don't rely on human ability only. Then we need to improve our outreach with our staff because we also have staff in different coastal areas of the country. Sometimes we can neglect them in our participation now. So we're trying to recruit, safety champions and Vision Zero champions in those areas so that they also participate in what we do at the big centers. We also need to improve on safety in equipment, in procurement. It's taken for granted sometimes, but in public service procurement, there can be some issues that need to be addressed. I will go into all of that. Then we also need to continually improve our staff, as I said, by improving their competencies, and this comes with training. Finally, not to let it go, I'm going to leave you a picture of what we actually do, because it's in the doing that we really know that we're doing what we ought to do. Because there's a Chinese saying that what you are told, you forget. What you see, you remember. But what you do, you know. So these are things we're doing in the offices. Thank you.
Dr. Omuna for the presentation of a very specific industry, and you were saying that it's not just we achieve Vision Zero and we don't do anything more. There's always more to do, and Vision Zero is not just something where you tick the boxes, but you have to continually work on it, and that's great what you are doing. Now for the last speaker in our session here, we are going back from Nigeria to Zambia again, And the next speaker will give us his experiences in applying Vision Zero in the copper industry. So I would like to ask Mr. Felix Picaronda from Peru for his presentation. Welcome.
Good morning to everyone. First, I think before I go into this, I want to say we learned quite a number of things here. And I think you'll agree with me. I have to pick up one of the things that's quite important. And I'm a fast learner. You don't believe me? Let me show you. That's what I'm. And stretch. Do this. Stretch again. Breathing. All right. I guess you know where I get that from. The lecture is right here. I'm a quick learner. Right. And again, before I start, I think it's just important to add that I'm a very, very proud person. I would like to recognize Dr. Kumra Elizabeth's role in all this. And I think just befitting to just make a stand again and say, well done. And really a class for us for Zambia. Very, very proud of you, Dr. Kumra. Please stand and let's just give her that. Right. We don't want to talk about management commitments from KCM because what you see here is the VP of HSC, and that speaks volumes. We don't say people, we come ourselves. So, sure. All right. Let's get to students. I think I'll talk a little bit about Zero Harm at KCM. And then obviously a little bit of experience in the copper industry. Zero Harm at KCM has been with us for quite some time. I've picked up one of the things from the previous speakers, and the rest assured that we'll pick and include it to the things that we do back home at KCM. I think coming to Zambia without having somebody to speak about mining, I think it's like coming to Livingstone without seeing the Victoria Post. When you come to Zambia, surely you need to speak about mining and what they do in mining. And speak about mining in Zambia, it's a fallacy to speak about KCM. What picture you see there, that guy, Bishop Zambia KCM, that's KCM. That KCM is from copper mines. I'll speak a little bit about mining experience, and then obviously to the Zero Harm that we do at KCM. How does this seem? Right, okay. A little bit about myself. I think not much to say. I've been around for quite some time. Been around in the mining industry for 38 years. I know some youngsters in this auditorium are saying, whoa, the 8 years? Get a life. My life is mining. And much more in the professional sector. I've been in it from the trenches to the whole process in mining. And now I think I'll close my case from the safety wing. Right, a little bit about mining in Zambia. In case you're thinking that we're starting all these years today, we've been around for some time. There's a lot of history that in the ancient times, like since 6th century, there's evidence of people having been mining in Zambia. Copper tools that were done, and sometimes a lot of institutes and available in some of the museums you can go and see. So that clearly tells you that mining in Zambia did not start yesterday. And obviously, the BSA captain came over, that's pre-colonial times. They took over a big chunk of the copper belts. Obviously, BSA was mainly involved in copper mining. And after independence, we kind of grabbed that our asset and formed the giant ZCCM. And I think most of the systems that the speakers in Zambia would say, I'm sure they will trace themselves back to maybe when the system did put up in place. And obviously, that came to an end as well. This major ZCCM was privatized, and then we had the players that came into the scene, but we had Barry, we had these other giants that came into Northwestern province, and that's where we are now. The mining of copper in Zambia is in private hands, and that has brought with itself the things that come with the privatization, the things that come with the technology, and safety and health has not been that element. Now, before I proceed on to the other slide, I just want to say from this point that for us at KCM, zero harm has been kind of cut into two. We call it the two harms, the two protections. Zero harm to two P's. Zero harm to people and zero harm to the planet. And in this lonely planet that we have, I don't think ways have been invented yet to go to Mars, any other planet. They can go and seek refuge to make up this planet. Maybe in 1,000 years to come, but as of now, this is the only planet that we have. This is not the only planet that we have. These are the only people that we have as a resource. And if we don't look after them, I'm sure we will have no one but ourselves to blame for lack of labor to West. We need to look after these people. And zero harm at KCM is based solely on the two key people and the planet. Like I said, the overview history of safe performance in the Zambian mining industry in the colonial time, whether the health regulations we have kind of put up together, and of course the emphasis was much more on maximizing profits and very late on the human factor itself, as we saw it in the previous as we see it now. We take a glance backwards. Nationalization of the security and a little bit of things were put up together. The act was made, enforcers brought to the picture, but I think even that and on challenges, privatization came in, and this is the era that we saw now. International companies bringing modern technologies, expertise, and set standards. The private sector reforms and entry of those that contributed to the improvement in HSC as we see now. Now, a little bit about KCM. When I say KCM, I'm just speaking of Kokkola Copper Mines, where I am assigned as the VP of HSC. I want to look after health, safety, and environment. I also look at the medical function of it, because you cannot split this. We have our operations right starting from Chilabombe, which is some border towns before Congo. We have got the KDMP, that is Konkola Mining Project. Now, some of you know that's the wettest mine in the world. And of course, I'm not just mentioning to say the wettest mine in the world, it also brings you to mind the challenges that you face to mine underwater. And mine safely, get your copper out and go around process it and sell it without injuring anyone. Like everybody has been saying, the theme, the role is to have people come in to work and go back the same way. But maybe a little bit dirty to go to come work and to go back obviously to show a little bit tired and a little just on themselves. Then we got in Chinula, which covers the Chagaba Open Peaks and a shaft and two concentrators. Then obviously we got the Pyrite Mine, about 40 kilometers from Lusaka, which is also with an underground and a concentrator. Well, obviously you have to look back and understand your values before you start thinking about health and safety. Because I think that is cardinal. Obviously, in this world, the pathway is sustainability. You don't want to start something today and it runs out of gas tomorrow. You want to continue and you to ensure that the future generation to come. Entrepreneurship, obviously, you have to look at what is it for the people that are around you. Are they just going to remain behind, dumping holes in the ground, and the road is gone? Obviously, you have to say what benefits are they going to get from income. Obviously, do it under trust, growth, and excellence. Zero harm. I've already said in my preamble that our aim is to provide a supporting environment to all KCM employees, contractors, and all stakeholders, so that everyone goes back home safely. Like I said, maybe a little bit daily. but the way they came with the old limbs, the eyes, and not injured, not only physical bodies, but even in health as well. Now, to do that, obviously, you need to put up programs. When Dr. Kugla was saying that when she saw and heard and was the vision 0, she fell in love with it. And what she doesn't know is that the thing that was spreading around, some of us are tapping into it. And of course, it has also helped us a lot to shape our own programs. We've got tech programs, obviously, you've got professional health, well-being programs, and you can't forget about the place that you live on. We've got programs that speak to the environment. Now, obviously, the statistics that are shown as the minor in Zambia, you don't want to look at them. How do you get past without us having a funeral? I'm talking about having people that be killed in mine. In Bangladesh, so I understand here to court and say that one particular year we lost 5 lives in one single financial year. I know one is too many, but losing 5 is a disaster. And what we did was that to stop everything. Now, if you're coming from a background like myself, mining is money, days, grow with productivity. But for this instance, we stopped everything. Everything, no mining operation, everyone out of the mines, everyone out of the workplaces, and did something that was quite slightly unique. The other person that understands this, the mining industry, one Anglo stereo, she stopped everything and passed everything through some kind of receptive training. But what we did was ourselves was first to get back to the table. Most of the things that we put up in place, like the safety program, the safety policies, off-the-shelf standards, things that really don't speak to the people. We went back to the people and built our own management system. So that was the people that we identified with and we call the team leaders. Firstly, the 5 fatalities, we said it's too much. We need to stop. And then we called our own safety program, team leader. It's quite difficult to those that are coming out of Zambia. Team leader simply means protect that what you love most. Now, obviously, we're speaking about your own life and also speaking about the others that we have. So we took people to the training, and then we did audits, and then obviously we did it adapt them to the modern standards, and as we speak right now, kids being certified across all those standards, and then obviously collaboration, like people would say, something that's quite critical, and then continuous improvement. Now, with all this said like that, we now need to look at numbers. How are we performing? I know people say that you don't like machines like indicators, but believe you me, a man who has history is a man who goes to work. You need to look at where you're coming from and then shape up where you're going. So if you look at the performance now, right from safety still, you will notice that from year 2019, 2017, and going backwards, we're recording fatalities. The top part which is showing you fatality from 2021 to date, we recorded 0 fatalities in cases. Now, if you work in a factory, or if you work in a trading company, you do not appreciate this. But if you're coming from a mining industry, whoa, you want to jump in. So how did you do this? It's something that is quite a milestone. And you want to keep it that way. The things that I've seen around here, I'm sure other things that we're going to put up in place platform and see to it that we do it even better. Obviously, we don't want to just protect the workers from physical injury. We also now want to do something that's going to affect. We want to put up something in place that's going to protect that health. Now, believe me, well, things are changing around the globe. If you don't do that, you're going to be rich. You're going to be closed. You're going to close shop. Because people are now more knowledgeable. We've seen a lot of people coming back who went 10 years ago, and then they went with papers in their hands that I went into this mine, and now I can't hear anything because of plastic every day. And you can put up a system in place that's going to keep people healthy even after the retirement age. You've got it coming big. And that is something that we're very much conscious of, and with programs that speak to that. Obviously, working in the mining industry, going in the ground, exposed to silica, we're thinking about your change to land, and there are programs that speak to that. And obviously, many other things that we've identified through programs that will tell us to look at your health during the time that you're waiting and during the time that you retire. Now look, I surely say that we want you to come for work and go back home safely. I want to say a little bit more. We want you to work with us and retire and go back to play with your grandkids safely. We want you to go and hear the grandkids crying. We want you to go and hear the grandkids screaming. We want you also to run with them and do things with them. A few other things that obviously affect our health have been listed down, and those that we do, and ensure that we don't leave anything to chance. Everyone has to go through that. And let's talk about silicosis, and we all agree, especially those that are from around here, that's even law, that you cannot allow someone to work within the mines and get exposed to silica and not be examined at least annually. Now, obviously, we don't want to meet just the compliance part of it. We just also want to show a sense of care, that we don't want you to go back home coughing and feeling like, I don't know. I want you to go back as best as you can. A liquid flow, but something that's just really very, very trusty and exfoliable, and we follow it up to the last, and none is exempt to this. So if you're going to come to KCA, and you're going to stay with us for 14 days, before you come in there, we're going to take you through a vigorous examination so that we're going to teach you about you. And then when you go away after 14 days, we're going to do the same so that you hold evidence that I went to KCA and I came back the way I came. Well, we're going to stop you because some challenges with your land. We just show you that you came with it, and we show that you go with it. You know? Obviously, the environment is quite critical. Now, KCM is also in the habit of making use the wrong way at times. When we want to pollute, and we get away with it, not anymore. With systems, with programs that address our effluent, with systems that address the way we handle the environment, and then we get ourselves checked up with looking over our shoulder. But we make a point that we do the right thing so that whatever mining that we do, we don't mess up the environment. Now, a few things people are linked to, I'm coming to that conclusion part of it. I say Coca-Cola is the wettest mine in the world. We get a lot of water there, we put it into the Kapua River, and obviously we make the point that we put it there when it's compliant. It is compliant monthly, we don't want to mess up the river. And we pump in quite a lot of water. Believe me, you'll be amazed to see. It helps keep the Victoria Coast alive. Well, some of the scriptures that you can see, and I think it's something that I'm also very proud of, that we keep zero harm, zero waste, and zero injury to the employees. So that's about all. A lot of the pictures that show that we also care about the environment, the recharge, we put fingerlings in the river, we also plant trees, and despite copper mining, we are involved in everything. That's about all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that experience as well. I think it all shows that Vision Zero is a very flexible strategy, and you can apply it to all the different aspects of your industry. But I also think that all the 4 presentations showed it very clearly that one of the main aspects of Vision Zero is leadership, commitment, and taking care of people. And when you start from that approach, all the system can really help you to make progress on your health, safety, and well-being achievements in your specific industry. I would like to thank the 4 speakers very much for sharing their insights with us. I think we all enjoyed the different aspects, and I'm I think this was a good session for us to really learn from what everyone's doing. So I give over to the MC again.
Good morning, thank you, and everyone in that session. I know the program says coffee break. I just wanted to say we're not actually taking a coffee break just in the interest of time, but if you need your coffee or tea, the sessions will continue. You just walk out and help yourselves. The hotel already, we're actually not going to pause because we want to finish your time today. So you just go and help yourselves if you want to get your coffee or your tea and come back in after that. We're not actually pausing. We're moving into the next session. Now, this one says practical OSH examples. I think it's being chaired by Dr. Klaus Schäfer, Head of Prevention VG HW Germany, and co-chaired by Mr. Mark Kruger as well. This is the next session. Good. Yeah, good. Mr. Schäfer is here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're sharing the next session. Was again a friendly reminder to our presenters. We're trying to stick to about 15 minutes for our presentations if we can. 15 minutes would be good, it's ideal, so that we can try and finish on time today. So we appreciate that as well. Now we're going to hand you over to Mr. Chairman. So once again, those of us helping ourselves to coffee, please, let's do it as quickly as possible. Come back if we want to continue. We want to be great, so the sooner the better. Thank you very much.
Yes, nice.